Hello, I'm Brian Shannon with Autodesk, and today's tutorial will outline the use of lifecycle definitions within the Vault family of products, starting with Vault Workgroup. So in today's example, I have an empty vault, and let's start by first of all describing the best practices for managing security inside of the vault. Whether we're talking about folder level security or object level security, it's best to manage people not on an individual user by user basis, but rather by creation of groups. In my example, I have 4 basic groups created: an administrators group, engineering, a manufacturing group, and a sales group. Within each one of the groups, if we take a look at the vaults that I have, first thing I'll do is make sure that each of these groups have access to the vaults that we are working on. In this case, I have a vault called TechCamp. Now the users do not have roles. Rather, the groups that they are part of have roles. And again, this is an easy way to manage a collection of users. Have your users listed out, have them part of groups. For instance, if I take a look at Dave Designer, he's part of the engineering group. So everything I do is with the engineering group, I'll make sure that that group has access to the vaults, has the appropriate permission level, and when it gets into the folder level and the state-based security, I'm going to manage the engineering group. That way I can have another designer come online, or another shop floor, or another sales, or even another administrator. It's easier to add them to the groups than it is to add individual people to all of the lifecycle states and rules that we'll be getting into. So let's close out of here and get into the configuration of the life cycles. Inside of Vault Workgroup, Collaboration, and Manufacturing, you'll have a tab called Behaviors. And it says within the behaviors is where we set up life cycles, revisions, categories, and the rules on those categories. Clicking on the life cycles, we see a list of the predefined life cycles inside of this vault. Each new vault comes pre-populated with some sample lifecycle definitions. And again, a lifecycle definition is simply a collection of lifecycle states, transitions, securities, and rules within.